Hello there, and thanks for joining me. It is the 14th day of June 2022, and yes, it is yet another interesting and exciting day to bring you the newspaper review right here on TAF TV. My name is Cyril Aloysius, and as you know, it is and has always been my pleasure to bring you the interesting headlines in various papers across the nation. But shortly before I do that, we'll go on a quick break, and when we return, all of the interesting headlines in the papers for today will be coming your way. Please do stay tuned. We'll be back after the short break.
Have you registered for your permanent voter's card? I mean, your PVC. There is a Nigeria we all seek, a place where love, peace, security, and unity can reign supreme.
Waste no time. We want a country where peace and justice will be the order of the day.
Unfortunately, there's a problem. One big challenge this generation has to solve.
Our country cries for help every day. We need able and capable hands to lead and direct.
These capable hands can be you. Have you gotten your PVC? Have you registered for the ongoing voting process? Don't say your vote does not count. Yes, it does.
Have you gotten your PVC? Your apathy towards Nigeria's electioneering process will further inhibit our collective growth and development as a nation. Your refusal to participate and engage will keep us at a standstill. So be intentional.
I have my PVC. Your votes, your voice would go a long way in preventing absolute destruction of this country and the future of our children, the hope of tomorrow.
The 2023 Nigerian elections are just around the corner. Go out and get heard. Don't forget, your vote, your voice.
This message is proudly brought to you by TAF Media Limited. Okay, you're welcome back to join me from that short break. And the first paper we shall be looking at for today is the Vanguard. And amongst the headlines in the Vanguard, we have here VP, APC eyes Shetima, Lalong, Wike, Okowa, battle in PDP. APC eyes Shetima, Lalong, Wike, Okowa, battle in PDP. That's on page 5 of the Vanguard. And on page 12, we have reopen your varsities. Now, Anglican Church tells federal government. Says reopen our varsities now. I beg your pardon. Reopen our varsities now. Anglican Church tells federal government. That's on page 12. As ASU threatens to sanction non-compliant varsities over strike. That's on page 12 and 9 of the Vanguard. And on page 6 of the Vanguard, we have club shooting update. Club shooting update. Police invite Burna Boy for interrogation. Club shooting update. Police invite Burna Boy for interrogation. That's on page 6. And on page 8, we have media practitioners. Flay code of practice for social media. Media practitioners flay code of practice for social media. That's on page 8. And lastly, on page 9, we have MFL's push for local military uniforms productions gets boost. MFL's push for local military uniforms productions gets boost. That's on page 9 of the Vanguard. Okay, that's the much we can take in the Vanguard. You want more details, do get a copy of the Vanguard for yourself. And taking you straight now to the Punch paper for today, we shall be looking at page 26 of the Punch, where we have 40 Owo massacre victims get massive burial on Friday. 40 Owo massacre victims get mass burial on Friday. That's on page 26 of the Punch. And on page 19, we have NNPC supplies 1.523 billion liters of fuel in 3 weeks. Abuja queues persist. Okay, and next we have Southeast PDP demands Atiku's VP slot. Party dismisses Obi's threat. That on page 2 of the Punch. And Next, in the Punch, we have kidnap epidemic. Gunmen abduct Kwara Bishop, wife. Plateau CAN chair, monarch, and others. That's on page 4 and 5 of the Punch. And on page 4, we have customer, friends, lynch, burn Lagos sex worker for keeping Quran in room. That's on page 4. And lastly, in the Punch for today, we have workers, Sean Lawan's appeal. Continues strike as National Assembly resumes. That's on page 26 of the Punch. Okay, that's the much we can take in the Punch. Taking you straight now to our next and the last paper for today. We shall be taking a look at the Daily Sun. And amongst the interesting headlines in the Sun for today, we have VP, PDP narrows choice to 3 South-South governors. PDP narrows choice to 3 South-South governors. That's on page 6. And on page 26, we have APC's failure enough to give PDP victory. According to Namani, says APC's failure enough to give PDP victory. According to Namani on page 26. And on page 27, we have confusion as 3 military officers slump at Democracy Day parade. Confusion as 3 military officers slump at Democracy Day parade. That's on page 27. And we have on page 6, Owo church attack. Mass burial for victims on Friday. That's on page 6. And we have Buhari, Kalu, hail Abdul Salami at 80. That's on page 27. And lastly, on page 8, we have opposition continues to trail feared Muslim ticket in APC. Opposition continues to trail feared Muslim ticket in APC. That's on page 8 of the Daily Sun. Okay, that's the much we can take in the newspaper headlines for today. Thank you so much for sticking there. Right about now, it's time for us to move straight to our discussion segment, a segment where we talk about some of the interesting headlines in the papers for today. But before we do that, we'll go on a short break, and when we return, we'll take you straight to our discussions for today. Please do stay tuned.
Have you registered for your permanent voter's card? I mean, your PVC. There is a Nigeria we all seek, a place where love, peace, security, and unity can reign supreme.
Waste no time. We want a country where peace and justice will be the order of the day.
Unfortunately, there's a problem. One big challenge this generation has to solve.
Our country cries for help every day. We need able and capable hands to lead and direct.
These capable hands can be you. Have you gotten your PVC? Have you registered for the ongoing voting process? Don't say your vote does not count. Yes, it does.
Have you gotten your PVC? Your apathy towards Nigeria's electioneering process will further inhibit our collective growth and development as a nation. Your refusal to participate and engage will keep us at a standstill. So be intentional.
I have my PVC. Your votes, your voice would go a long way in preventing absolute destruction of this country and the future of our children, the hope of tomorrow.
The 2023 Nigerian elections are just around the corner. Go out and get heard. Don't forget, your vote, your voice.
This message is proudly brought to you by Thav Media Limited. Okay, you're welcome back from that short break, and joining me for the discussion segment today is Mr. Sunny Gomorai. Mr. Sunny, you're welcome to join me.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Sunny, there are many interesting headlines in the papers for today, but because of time, we'll be talking about just a few of them. And right about now, I'd like to know your thoughts on the particular headline that has to do with Burna Boy, the police inviting him for interrogation concerning the incident that happened at Cubana, I think, Club Cubana.
Yeah, I think what happened there was that 5 policemen was assigned to him as aid, and in Nigeria, once you can afford to pay the police, you can as well get a security ordering.
Okay.
to escort you to anywhere you're going. Even though the IG and previous IGs have said they've put a ban to individuals having police to themselves, even though we don't have enough policemen to guide the nation and to protect the citizenry. But most times when they come up with that announcement, we all know that it's just an announcement, you know, because you can still walk into the police station as low as 10,000 naira, you'll be given a police escort to escort you to anywhere you're going. So I didn't know, because I just went online to read what happened. The policemen opened fire, you know, at the club premises, and some people were hit by the bullets. So them inviting him, I think, is a good one.
Okay.
You know, and if he's found guilty, he should go in for it, and he should pay some kind of compensation, because he has the money. That's why he can go with as many as 5 policemen. But even at that, I think the IG should also highlight the policemen have been arrested. Those that was involved, you know, has been arrested. But the person that assigned them to guide Burna Boy should also be arrested, because it's already there that no individual should be given policemen.
Okay, so do you see this in any way affecting Burna Boy's music career at the moment? Because, you know, he's actually up there amongst the A-list artists we have in the country.
Not at all.
Really?
Not at all.
Why?
Because he's gone international, so
yeah,
affecting him in what way?
He has gone international, no doubt. But, you know, there are some should I say, scandals that could actually tarnish the images of some persons who are being held at high esteem, especially when you are a public figure, celebrity.
I don't think this is one of it.
All right, let's not dwell much on Burna Boy's case. I would also like to hear your take on the slumping of 3 military personnel in the Democracy Day parade. What's your take on it?
For me, I think it's not unusual, because actually, even the military men are human beings. They have blood flowing in their system. But
they should be tough.
But it's also laughable, because it just shows that these people don't. Some of them, just because they've worn this military uniform, they stop doing exercises, and they don't go for routine check, medical check. Because normally, as a military man or somebody that is in the force, there's supposed to be like a 3 months medical checkup or 3 months routine. And you, some of them, even when you see them, how big their tummies is, you'll be wondering if this one
begin
can
to
still
wonder.
run. Because normally somebody that is in the military or in the police is not supposed to have a protruded tummy.
Yes.
You understand? So you see some of them.
Supposed to look fit.
Yes. Because I remember, was it like 3 years ago when they announced that anyone that is having a protruded tummy, if you don't work on it, you'll be relieved of it. You know, so a lot of things is wrong, and a lot of things is responsible. Is it that they didn't eat well, and you can just also know that our military and policemen in Nigeria, they are not properly paid. You understand? So many factors can be attributed to what happened.
All right. Shortly before we call it a day, I would also like to hear your take on the mass burial on Friday to be given on the 40 Owo massacre victims.
Yes, I was wondering why mass burial, you know, and you can just see that maybe up to now some
of the corpses have not been identified.
Identify who they are, and it's so shocking for me that I got to find out today that up to now that no arrest has been made in regards to this shootout, you know, and the police is saying
we heard that the persons who actually carried out the operations have been arrested.
No, but I don't think so, because what I read today shows that no one has been arrested. What the police just came out to say that they've been trailing the suspect. How do you trail a suspect that you don't even have information about, you know? So it's a sad one. Anyway.
So you think that this is one of those topics that would gradually be swept under the carpet?
It has already gone.
It's a sad one. And don't you also think that the inability of some families to identify the corpses is as a result of, should I say, the manner in which these persons were actually killed? Because videos and clips we saw, some of them were actually really dismembered. Most of them, their heads were, destroyed. I don't know.
I can't really say because all that shows our means of data collection, that a lot of things we do in this country is faulty. Because if it's a country where our forensic police department of the Nigerian police is really working, I think identifying these people will not be an issue. And where if we are operating in a country where all our identification cards are synchronized into one, you understand? In Nigeria, we have the NIN, you understand? Okay. Which a lot of people up to now don't have. We have the driver's license. We have the international passport. Like me, I have almost all of them. I have the international passport. I have the NIN. I have the INEC registration ID. So if and you keep doing this same registration, duplicating offices and duplicating things. So if our forensic department was really working, what stops them from just taking these corpses, their thumbprint, and put it in the machine? And all the information of that person comes out. Okay. You understand? And the Nigerian police have a forensic department. Okay. You understand? So it just shows that the Nigerian police system there's a whole lot of things that is wrong. Just like even this Boko Haram thing that are saying that the Boko Haram is going to the forest. Forest is the forest outside Nigeria. Please,
Mr. Sunny, thank you so much for your time on the show today. But unfortunately, this is where we have to call it a wrap. And as for you who has been watching us, thank you so much for staying faithful to your screen. Without you, we would not be here. This is where we have to call it a wrap on the show for today. My name remains Cyril Aloysius. And don't forget, you can also be a part of this discussion. If you have any suggestions or questions to ask, do well to drop your suggestions and questions in the comment section of any of our social media platforms. On YouTube, we're at TAF TV. On Instagram, we're at TAF TV_NG. On Facebook, we're at TAF TV. And on Twitter, we're at TAF TV. Well, until we come your way again next time, it's bye-bye for now. Do have a wonderful day.